Our story unfolds in the heart of the Cold War. Picture a French diplomat, Bernard Boursicot, known for his love of adventure. On the other side of the world, we have Shi Pei Pu, a Chinese opera singer with a voice that could charm even the grumpiest of cats. Now combine these two intriguing personalities and you've got yourself a recipe for one of history's most bizarre love affairs. So what do you get when you mix a diplomat with a passion for risk-taking and an opera singer who can juggle identities like a pro? You get a rollercoaster ride of love, espionage, and a revelation that will have you scratching your head. Welcome to Asia Obscura. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe for more obscure Asian stories. It's the 1960s, the height of the Cold War. And in one corner we've got Shi Pei Pu, a Chinese opera singer. Shi wasn't just any opera singer, he was the kind of soprano whose notes could make your heart skip a beat. And his acting skills, well, let's just say Hollywood missed out on a hidden gem here. Now let's shift our gaze to the other corner. Here's Bernard Boursicot, a French diplomat stationed in the heart of Beijing. Bernard was a 20-year-old, starry-eyed young lad who had somehow found himself working as an accountant at the French embassy. Let's set the scene. It's Christmas. Everyone's feeling festive. Spirits are high and Bernard, our adventurous diplomat, scores an invitation to a Christmas party. So there's Bernard, innocently sipping his eggnog, when he spots a face in the crowd. It's Shi, who was dressed as a man at that time. Shi turned to Bernard and said, "You see, I'm not just any man, I'm actually a woman. I've been dressing as a man to fulfill my dear old father's wish for a son." Bernard took it in stride, thinking, "Sure, why not?" You're probably wondering how the hell could he have fallen for that? Well, Boursicot apparently wanted to meet a woman and fall in love, after only having sexual relations with fellow male students. So Shi's story about being a woman trapped in a man's body, well, Bernard bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Now around this time, Bernard, the French diplomat, was moonlighting as a secret agent of sorts. But you know, he was just a lowly accountant at the embassy, not exactly the Jason Bourne type. Nonetheless, Bernard decided that it was a brilliant idea to pass some juicy embassy documents to the Chinese authorities. Of course, the Chinese were over the moon about this, and Bernard, well, he was over the moon for Shi. But as every good spy story goes, there's always a twist. The Chinese Cultural Revolution from 1966 to 1976 created quite the chaos. It was a tricky time for these lovebirds, as you can imagine. As Bernard was being shuffled around to different postings, he and Shi had to navigate the challenge of long distance. They managed to add a little bundle of joy to the mix. That's right, Shi presented Bernard with a 4-year-old son, who he named Shi Doo, claiming that this adorable bundle was Bernard's flesh and blood. And you won't believe it, Bernard actually bought it. He welcomed little Shi Doo with open arms. That's not even the crazy part. Wait till you hear about this. Fast forward to 1976, the Cultural Revolution was behind them. But things were getting a little dicey. Bernard decided to arrange Shi and their son to join him in France. When the French authorities spotted this particular cohabitation arrangement, the alarms went off. Shi and Bernard were arrested and detained on charges of espionage. But they didn't remain this way forever. She dropped a bombshell in the courtroom that shocked everyone, Bernard included. When asked about his gender, Shi went, "I'm a woman, of course." Well, they weren't buying it, and the judges decided it was time to call in the medical cavalry for the ultimate gender reveal. So the doctors did what they do best, and guess what they found? Drumroll please. A man. Yep, Shi was indeed a man. I know, I'm just as shocked as you are. In his prison cell, Bernard tried to kill himself. But don't worry, he survived. However, things were about to take a turn for the worst. The public, especially the French, couldn't resist a good laugh. Bernard became the laughingstock of the nation. And what about Shi? Right? Well, the year was 1987 and the French government, maybe feeling a bit sheepish about the whole fiasco, decided to hit the pardon button for Shi and Bernard. So they walked away freely, but what did life hold for them? Well, our cunning Shi, the man of many talents, decided to stick around in France. Not as a spy, mind you, no, he switched to a different kind of performer, opera singer. But what about our star-crossed lovers? Well, they didn't get their happy ending. They went their separate ways. Still, even miles and miles apart, their connection endured, albeit in a distant and somewhat estranged way. This one's a tearjerker. Shi Pei Pu passed away. And you might wonder, did he leave any last goodbyes, any message for his long-lost love, Bernard? Well, he did. He told Bernard that he still loved him. Imagine, after all those years, the flame of affection still flickering. The bizarre story of Shi Pei Pu and Bernard Boursicot reads like a script straight out of a spy thriller where love, deception, and international espionage entwine in ways that challenge our understanding of truth and identity. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Asia Obscura. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have your own stories to share or topics you'd like us to explore, please feel free to comment below. Until next time, stay curious, stay passionate, and stay tuned.